we talked about time management, and our guest actually shared with us a very important sentence or a very important point, and that is no is the most valuable, the most important word in time management. But, you know, we're wired to say yes all the time, either because we don't want to upset people or we don't want to admit that we cannot do things or we cannot do everything. And so I sent her away and asked her to come back to give us tips on this time how to say no and how to say no politely. Jacqueline Huyn is joining us once again on Kababayan today. Hello and welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, thank you that you did not say no to me when I sent you off with homework, which is to give us tips on how to say no.
Of course not.
How difficult is it to say no, really?
You know, it is really hard. We are, as humans, we're a creature of helping people, right? I mean, we will run into burning buildings to help someone. And somehow we feel bad, right, when we say no. So our first instinct is to say yes. And what I'm saying is, you don't have to say yes right away. You can say, I'll think about it.
Right, exactly. And that's one word of saying no. I'll think about it. When is it good to use this? Is it good to use this, let's say your boss is asking you to do something that's outside your scope of duties. Can you say, I'll think about it to your boss?
Probably not to your boss. I think a good line with your boss is, I'm doing the Jones project, the Smith project, and the
whatever
project, right? How would you like me to prioritize this?
Okay. Or you can say, I'm busy with this, and that.
Right.
How
would you like me to prioritize this? So then it puts it back on them that you're not really saying no. It's more, what's more important for you.
Exactly. Is it the same with coworkers, perhaps? You want to say, you kind of want to say no, but you don't want to offend them if they're asking for help?
You know, with coworkers, sometimes you can use that when it comes to work-related stuff. If it's something outside of work, you can use your family, because most of us have family, most of us have spouse or a significant other. And I think the first thing you should say would be, let me check with my husband, my calendar, which is great, because a lot of times we're booked up with our calendar and we think we're not booked up, and we say yes. But it's just a pause for you to say, let me check with my calendar, my boss, my family, my husband.
And we can always say that, you know, I'll check my schedule, or you can say, I'm booked up until a period of time.
Until a period of time, right.
And then let me get back to you on, you know, another date.
Right.
What about, okay, now, let me check with my calendar, let me check with my husband, let me check with my girlfriend, my wife, whatever. If you're being invited to an event, or if you're being invited to a party that maybe you don't really want to go to, what do you say?
Something you can say would be, right now I just need some alone time. Because party tends to be, you know, big, elaborate thing. Another thing sometimes you can use is just a quote that you hear people say is, I've been there, done that. So that's not really saying no, but you're just saying, I've already done that.
I've already done that. I need some alone time. Or you can say, in a more polite way, maybe sounds tempting, but I'll pass for now.
Yes.
But see, the thing is, when we say no, do we have to give an excuse?
You actually don't. No, it's actually a complete statement. It's a complete sentence. I think it's really you know, only 7% of what we communicate is in words. 38% is our tone, our voices, right? And 55% is in what we call physiology, or your body language. So sometimes the word might be no, but if you use your body language and the tone in a different way, it changes the no.
Which brings me to my next question. If it's an invitation, is it better to say no via email or via text message, or should we make the effort to call and say no?
I think in that case, it depends on what your relationship is with the person having the party. And a lot of times, if it's a big party, they actually prefer you to RSVP via text or email, because it would take a lot of time for them to handle all those calls coming through.
Right.
And in those cases, you can RSVP through text or email, and they'll say on there.
Right.
If it's a small party and it's someone close, I think it's great to build that relationship to say, no, I can't come because I couldn't get a babysitter, or I'm booked up. I love you. I think that's a great statement. I love you, but I can't commit right now.
Right. Or I would really love to go, but I
Right.
can't commit right now, or I can't do it, or just say, I'm sorry, I can't do it, period.
Right.
Well, how are people in taking no's, or in taking, when you're said no to, whether you're inviting or whether you realize the reason behind the no, it feels like you're being rejected as well, right?
Yeah, I think it also depends on how it's being said, right? If someone just says, no, sorry,
Right. So then
that
that's,
sounds
yeah.
right. If someone says, oh, I really appreciate you asking me.
Right.
But I'm really booked up until this time.
Okay.
Let's get together after that.
Right, right.
How do
That's a
you
good-
feel?
yeah,
It feels
exactly.
a little different.
Yeah, friendlier.
Friendlier,
Yeah,
right. And you're not
yeah.
totally rejecting. You're just saying, when I'm not booked up, definitely I'm interested.
Right. Or I always just say, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Just
Yeah.
say sorry first, because then
Right.
it shows that you're really sorry, that you're having to say no.
Right.
But those are good tips. Of course, once again, no is a complete sentence. You don't
Right.
have to elaborate. You don't have to have an excuse.
No.
Just say no.
Right.
If
And
you
I
can.
just say take a pause before you say yes.
Right, exactly.
It's that reaction versus response.
Good.
When
yeah.
when you react, you say
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Just take a breath, 3 seconds,
Uh-huh.
and then respond.
And think about everything that you will need to do first, or you will need to sacrifice in order to honor that commitment of saying yes, right?
Right,
Yeah.
because no can be just no, not right now, yes later.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Very valuable tips, and hopefully you can join us again next time and give us more tips on the different areas where we need help in life. Thank you.
Of course.
More power to you.
Thank you.
We'll be back more on Kababayan today. Don't go away.